To continue our team coverage, we started off today as close as we could get to the high school, but now that is no longer the center of focus. The investigation continues with law enforcement, but we've had to shift our focus from the high school to the technology center. There are a number of stories being told there. Devin talking with parents. Nija Hood is going to continue our team coverage.
Well, Darcy, Alicia, parents are getting rather impatient. Law enforcement has just informed them that they are not able to go in and reunite with their children on foot. They must enter with the vehicle. However, we just saw several parents kind of rush past. They're getting very impatient here. Initially, they were told they could only go in 4 at a time, but now it seems like a lot more people are rushing over and getting impatient with law enforcement and are getting impatient with having to wait to reunite with their children.
Nija, quick question. What was the reason that law enforcement gave these parents as to why that they would have to be in a vehicle in order to be reunified with their student?
They did not mention a reason. Parents were demanding a reason. They were not given a reason. Just during this live shot, another parent had told me they're now letting parents go in 10 at a time, and they are now letting them go in on foot. And we're also seeing some cars file in as well. But it seems that the rules are changing up as parents are becoming impatient and demanding to get reunited with their children.
Exactly how many parents out there, Nija, do you see waiting at this moment? And maybe set the scene here for those unfamiliar with this particular school, this particular area. Where is the technology center in location to the high school?
Well, the technology center is right down the street from the high school. A lot of parents have filtered out. It was packed with, I would say, maybe 50 plus parents earlier, and now we're down to about half that. A lot of them have rushed over there across the street. You can see them filing in to the technology center to get reunited. Some cars are being filed in as well, so there's a mix of people on foot and in their vehicles. They're letting more people file in on foot, as you can see crossing the street here from where we are to across the street there at the technology center. We're seeing more and more cars lined up the block here waiting to file in as well. We're looking at about, I want to say 20, 30 cars, maybe even more than that. And they're filing down the block trying to get inside as well. So it seems law enforcement is doing their best to try and navigate everybody into the technology center.
The first notification parents received from the district was about 4:30 this afternoon that there had been a shooting at the school and that 3 students had been injured. So 4:30 this afternoon, we're going on 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. So it is understandable that if you have a child that you have not been reunified within almost 3 hours, you would have a sense of anxiety and urgency in getting to your child. In the same breath, law enforcement and administrators have a job that they need to do. And if there's ever been a time that they've been hypersensitive and very safe when it comes to your children, it is in a situation like this. So the emotions are understandable. The practice and the policy and the procedure from law enforcement is understandable as well. You can see there, I'm not sure if that's a school administrator or a member of law enforcement and maybe another parent, but she is telling people to come on in and get your child. Nija, I know you've been there for a while. You've had a chance to speak with parents. What are the parents telling you that their kids are telling them? Because in this day and age, just about probably every one of those kids in there had a cell phone.
Well, everyone, with the exception of one parent who I spoke to, they've all been in communication with their children via text message. They've been keeping them updated. So for the most part, they didn't seem too stressed in knowing that their children were safe and that they have been in communication with them. One parent who I spoke to says that his daughter's 14 years old, did not have a cell phone, so he was a little bit more on edge considering he did not have that communication. But most of the parents who I spoke to today have said they've been in open communication with their child while they've been located inside that technology center.
And another tidbit that could possibly ease the minds of many of these parents, at least for the moment, is knowing whether or not a suspect has been arrested, knowing the latest on if it was one person, if it was a number of people who have been or are now in police custody. We were looking on social media as soon as we received the news today, trying to find out any information that we could, and TikTok, we saw footage of a drone flying above the campus shortly after all of this happened. Crews were already on scene, but definitely an active search as of I would say the majority of this afternoon certainly is still ongoing, but we are still waiting to be notified about the potential suspect or suspects.